back, everybody. How's it going? Just want to say thank you for coming by and come by and hearing everybody's stories about their investigations and um, the struggles through it, and you know, and all the way up to where they want to go with their investigations in the future. And thank you for coming. Um, Today is Jax, my co-host. You
Hey,
want
Mark,
to?
what's up?
Hey, Mark. What's up, Sam? What's up, Jason? Christina? What's going on?
I give him a few minutes, let him float in here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna bring up David. He's gonna show us. He's gonna tell us little stories what he does, and about his investigations, and maybe some creepy stuff or whatever. We'll talk about. What he goes through. So here he is.
They're good, Sam.
Hey,
They're still in the box.
Here I
They're
am.
good.
I think I'm
how's
here.
it going, man?
All right.
Long time no see.
Yeah, right.
I know. I mean, I've been following your videos, man. They're pretty good. Like, I'm just like, we gotta have him up here again to see what
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, to see what kind of new equipment he uses, and what he's been up to, and I mean, where's his new locations he's going to, and I mean, I was pretty intrigued about that. Can you tell us a little bit what you've been up to?
Lately, well, for the last I don't know month, we've been filming different locations, and we did like constant filming and editing for 2 weeks on the Halloween special I did.
Seen
Which
that?
it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I heard a lot of EVPs going through that spare box. What kind of spare box do you use?
Well, let's see. We were using. I was mainly using Necrophonic. My dad was using Spiritus, which is
Mm-hmm.
was the original version of Necrophonic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know. We used quite a few apps. Really, I don't know how many we used during the Halloween special and the Sarah Winchester investigation. I think I used like 4 or 5 different apps. It
Oh
was
wow.
Echo Box. There was Spirit Talker.
Hey, Hensley.
Hey, Hensley.
Hey, what's up, Hensley?
So that Spirit Talker app, David, I used it again. Um, like I used it with Hawk last night because he was live with TikTok and live with YouTube. So I tried it, and like, yeah, it's very hit or miss. It is, but Doris was up there, and it said Raymond, and she had an Uncle Raymond, but he had not yet passed.
Wow.
It Billy keeps picking up on 2 kids that are in the house playing,
Mm-hmm.
and the Spirit Talker said children are playing.
Oh yeah.
So some of them, they could, they were close, but some are like remember the one time we were with Michael, some was spot on, some was
Mm-hmm.
just eh.
Yeah.
Well, there's a
That's
couple.
that's with
Yeah,
every one of
it's
those.
different for each spirit box. Some people don't trust. Some people have it has a word bank in there, where some of it, it's not like,
Necro
hey,
does.
a screaming woman and stuff like that on the necro. It's like, okay, come on, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
she's like, can I get a hiya?
Like, right? Um, but yeah, like I was saying, like, how do you choose? Well, first of all, when you did the Winchester graveyard, did you get any awesome EVPs?
Yeah, I got a few responses. I'm not really sure who did them, but when I used Spirit Talker, it was a name that came up. That didn't mean anything to me at the time. I was like, who is this person? But
Yeah.
when I went back and researched it, turns out it was the name of a woman who was like a like the sort of like a caretaker
Mm-hmm.
of Sarah Winchester. Her husband was like the foreman of the ranch or something like that.
Hmm.
But that name, I mean, that was pretty incredible when that came popped up.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's gonna pop up on things like that. I mean, like all spirit apps, all those apps, they are essentially
Mhm.
hit or miss. But sometimes you just get lucky.
Now, how do you pick your locations to go to?
Well, Sarah Winchester, well, that was pretty easy because everybody, thinks she's out in California somewhere. And it's like, oh, no, she's not. She's from right here in New Haven.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, I went there once, actually twice before. But really wanted to go back. It's been like a year. So I was
Hi,
like,
Colleen. Yeah, I saw that on a documentary. What's up, Brad? About Sarah Winchester. People are like, "Well, where is she? We
Sorry
can't
about
find
her.
her grave anywhere." And I'm going like, "Oh, crap! She's in Connecticut. That's where
Oh,
her family was from."
yeah,
no.
that's
So
where
her
her,
and her sister were moved back to Connecticut, where where the family plot like essentially is. Because
Mhm.
once her husband died, his grave was essentially in Connecticut too.
yep.
So when she died, she wanted to be buried with her husband. So they had to
And
move
yeah,
her.
she really
Yeah.
wanted to be buried with her husband and
Oh,
her little daughter Annie.
Yep.
yeah. Do
I love
you
history. I love history. Anything history I like and I watch it.
do you get some kind of like? I mean, I know you get responses out of your spirit. Well, what kind of spirit box do you use at a graveyard though?
I'll start out with the necrophonic, and
Hmm.
like at Sarah Winchester, I wanted to use at least two or three. I did the Echo Box, and I did Spirit Talker, and
Awesome. So, other than the spirit box, when you walk us through a day going into a cemetery. Well, I mean, how do you set up your equipment? Like, I mean, do you test it? Do you make sure you got batteries, or like?
oh, absolutely, yeah, everything's tested out usually the night before,
Hmm.
Extra
charged up,
batteries.
ready to go, extra batteries, whatever. But even then, you can never be too sure. Because one time I walked into that cemetery, and the spirits knew exactly what phone I was going to record with, and they killed the battery on it in a second. But what they didn't realize is I had three phones with me. So I just switched phones. Said, okay, now try it again.
Yeah. Well, do you get like? I know when you contact spirits and stuff like that, do you get really drained? I mean, because they can use your energy as well.
Well, sometimes,
Hey, SF
but
miners.
rarely. Yeah, sometimes when I go, I will bring a EM pump with me.
Okay. And what is that? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, EM pump generates electromagnetic energy for the spirits to feed on, basically, so they don't kill your batteries. But even then, sometimes they just want to kill batteries.
Oh wow, that's interesting. That's one thing I want to know because, like, with the being a spirit, they they gain a lot of energy through your boxes and your spirit, and especially in yourself, And I know that I've seen a couple investigators that can't even stand or lift their head because they're so drained.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them don't have any kind of protection.
Yeah.
They go out there unprepared, and some of them, I cringe when I hear someone says, "You can use my energy." It's like, no, you don't
Can't use
really.
my energy.
No, no. Now,
I
what
gotta
was
be
that?
able to walk out.
Now, what was that good? There was a good question from Jared. What's the difference between EVP and a DVP? Jax, can you enlighten us with
An,
that?
an EVP is an electronic voice phenomenon. A DVP is what you hear with your ear.
Okay.
Electric, what you hear with through a device.
Right.
DVP is what you hear audibly.
Like, cool, nice. Hey, I mean, I just learned that this week, so you know what I
Yeah, I
mean.
taught him.
And usually,
I known that already, but I'm just like, wait, what does that mean? Like in technical terms.
well,
I think
usually, uh, usually when you're out doing an investigation, you will not hear an EVP audibly.
Yeah. It's kind of
sometimes you
hard.
won't.
It's kind of hard with all the cars going around and everything else, is it?
Um, Sometimes, the cemetery I was in was 85 acres. So parts of it were, far enough away from the road, so there wasn't really much interference.
Mm-hmm.
That's like where I was. There were cars down the road. I mean, y'all heard the train, but you didn't hear no cars for the most part.
Yeah.
It was dead silent.
Yeah. Now,
Dead silent.
Is it possible that your mind could play tricks on you at a cemetery? Like you see a dog down the street, and you're like, "Hey, is that really a dog?" Or or you see a human, and you're like, "Is that a ghost or a human?" You know what I mean? Like,
I think the dark plays tricks on you, not the cemetery. I think you're trying to adjust.
Well, in the daytime too, that can happen too. I've seen some investigations where they see a guy walking, and it's not really a guy because there's no one there. So
no.
I mean,
I'd rather have a little noise than dead silence, because then you're like,
oh yeah.
Then you're really listening, going, and then you start to freak yourself out.
Mm-hmm. Well, see,
it was so quiet that day I was there. I was like going, it's too quiet.
Not every place is paranormal.
No, it's not. But I heard the sticks cracking. I'm going, okay, there's wild animals up here, and then Jason's like 20, 30 feet from me. I'm going, okay, and I said in the video, y'all, if I die here right here, I love y'all. Much love.
Yeah, right.
No, that's wild right there. Do you think ghosts come out at day or nighttime? What do you think about that?
Which what?
Do you think ghosts come out at night or day?
They really don't have a time that they're more active, really. But some get into the, if they had a routine when they were alive, like going to bed at a certain hour, waking up at a certain hour.
Yeah.
There's no reason why they won't continue to do that.
Yeah, I know some investigators, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna give them a couple of hours and that's it. I'm gonna leave the property. You can't do that. You can't say, hey, if you don't come out 2 hours, I'm leaving. I mean, you got to give it time, and then go back to your video and be like, okay, I'm gonna put this out and that out and this in. Hey, babe. I mean, that's what gives it gives some investigators a bad taste too.
Well, it really depends on the location too. If you go to a location where everyone else has gone, eventually spirits are going to say, "Oh, it's another one of them."
Exactly.
And just stand away from get as far away as they can from the cameras and the equipment and But luckily, when I did my first cemetery investigation, I went out, walked around a little bit, got like a feel for the place. Then I turned on the necrophonic, and I got instant responses, intelligent responses. They were reacting to me. They were reacting to the necrophonic. A couple of them were panicking. You could actually hear the panic in their voices.
Wow.
And they started throwing D word around, and somebody said,
"Hey, Jeno."
One of the, I guess, more powerful spirits said, "We got this," and everything kind of like settled down right after that. But for like 20, 30 minutes, they were just popping off responses. I was walking around reading names on graves, and I got all kinds of responses. That was my first cemetery investigation. I had my friend Ancient. He was like off camera, but he was nearby just in case. And they called him out a couple times. They actually called his name.
Yeah. And why is that?
Well, just because he was there, and they weren't sure about why he was there too, and why he was just kind of like staying, off on his own, pretending he wasn't with me, type of deal.
Yeah. You always got to take someone with you, or tell someone to let them know where you're going.
Well, it depends. Sometimes, if it's a daytime solo, investigation, I will go solo. But if it was at nighttime, that'd be a different story. I'd have it'd be me, my dad, my friend Ancient, probably my two cousins. They'd probably work security, especially if we decide to do do a house investigation somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they'd be out. They'd be out on the door,
Oh
waiting,
wow.
just in case one of us screamed
Oh
or
yeah.
something. You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the dark makes it more worse. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
definitely the night.
the
Yeah,
mind plays tricks on you. It's like, well, did you see that? Is that a human, or you know what I mean, or is that
yeah.
just
Some people's minds they look for a logical explanation and they'll like fill in the blank. It's like,
yeah, yeah,
is that what I think I saw, or was it something else?
exactly, exactly.
That happens to me once in a while. I like look, yeah, I thought I saw something. Look back, oh, it's something totally different.
Yeah.
But
But
that
do you
first,
get like, do you get like, let's say you go by yourself, but do you feel like, let's say you're the only one in the graveyard, maybe not, who knows? But do you feel like someone's next to you if you're like, you know, investigating the gravestone or something like that? Do you get that
yep.
kind of like,
Oh yeah, yeah, they follow me. Yeah, they will follow me around.
oh wow,
Yeah, when it was like a couple of the graves in that cemetery, it's like it's 85 acres with 85,000 graves.
oh
Lot of spirits that hang out there.
wow, it's still big to walk
Oh
around.
yeah, I mean, every once in a while I'd be like turn my head. I keep seeing like shadows go darting in between the gravestones. I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, they're watching me.
Yeah. Oh, they're watching you because man, there's been a lot of vandalism too, and
Oh,
they want to be
they
respected.
kind of know me. I've been there enough, so it's
Oh
like,
yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking like
yeah, they
different
know I'm walking around, basically talking to myself.
people. I
Yeah,
bet
they,
that's
Some of
kind
the
of hard.
some of the best people talk to themselves, David. Okay.
yeah,
Exactly right.
well, with some of the newer spirits, they kind of like know what's going on. I got a phone. I'm like filming.
Have you ever got an attachment?
Luckily, no.
Okay. I know you got some haunted dolls there too,
Hey,
man. Like,
Jax.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, the two of them I got in a drawer right below the lava lamp.
oh yeah, that's
Now,
wicked. Yeah, the lava
one
lamp.
was a little creepy. I didn't know what she'd do with the webcam.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
the other ones don't care really.
yeah.
Yeah, they're all kind of like ignoring me. And something did pop up in the lava lamp. I don't know what already.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit freaky.
Yeah, it looks. Oh, right now
Yep.
I can't really
Yeah,
see it.
there's something there.
Oh wow, looks like a face, like two eyes.
Could be.
I told you I had a lava lamp. Mine didn't do that.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it'll hold on to that until like I get off the panel.
Mine just made little bubbles.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. I know you told me before that you did house investigations. Like,
Hey,
um,
Eddie and Jen, what's
hey,
up?
Eddie and Jen, how's it going? Um,
Whoa, Eddie, what's up, Eddie and Jen?
what kind of equipment do you take there in
Okay.
the house?
Well, we don't do house investigations right now,
Mm-hmm.
but we're trying to get together with a couple other Connecticut organizations.
Big Eddie and Jen.
One group of people that used to work with the Warrens. Actually, they were all trained by the Warrens.
Oh wow.
They're up a little further in Connecticut,
Mm.
and they're the ones that have Annabelle.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my friend Ancient, he met a couple of them
Yeah.
at a convention. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't go. But there's one investigator we kind of joke around with, Bobby J. Gallo.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a good guy. Yeah, I interviewed him.
Oh yeah,
You interviewed him.
we joke around him. Yeah, Ancient got to meet him in person. Got two autograph books from him.
Oh wow.
I haven't read yet.
Yeah, I read one of his. It's pretty good. Wow.
I read his
Easy.
first one.
Yeah, same here. Going through some stuff. Wow. Well, when you used to do the house investigations or any place like, because I know it's different being in the outside than the inside. You have to look for rodents or whatever. You have to make sure, like the house is in good condition before you enter the property and stuff like that. How do you start your investigations inside?
Well, let's see. First thing, get the check the layout, check the location of doors, windows, uh, find out where the main entrance is
Hmm.
and all that, and go from there. When we do them, it's going to be like three of us on the inside,
Hmm.
two on the out, just in case. Their main job's primarily security, just to make
Yeah.
sure nothing happens, nobody tries to sneak in.
Hmm.
They look for yeah any kind of dangers.
Yeah. Well, do you pay to investigate there, or do you guys just pick up any random house down the street that looks old and
Oh, we
scary?
really haven't. Yeah. Right now we're just doing like the cemetery investigation.
Okay, okay, okay. But when you used to do them, like in your spare time, like how do you look for one?
Yeah,
How do you research?
pre YouTube. A lot of stuff we just we get permission to go in, look around, and we didn't really have any equipment back then.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I mean, sometimes you need your ear. You know what I mean? Like that's about
Yeah,
it.
when I started doing videos, it was just me, my phone, two phones, and the Necrophonic app or whatever app I could get.
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. I know. Sometimes like the house, the fun house effect. When you go in there, and like the floorboards all messed up, and it makes you feel like the house is just going, sideways. It makes it where something else is going on in the house, but it's not really that. It's just the house settling.
Well, yeah, I could tell right off the bat if there's something in there.
Yeah. A lot of
I
people say,
can,
"Oh,
yeah, I
yeah,
can sense them.
yeah,
I can see them if they let me see them, but it's like rare. Unless one wants, yeah, I've only had one full body apparition appear to me, just
oh
long
wow,
enough to hit me in the throat and disappear.
oh wow, that is crazy." I
Oh
was going
yeah,
to ask the question
yeah, he
next.
was full body. I mean, he was like looked totally solid, and he just looked at me, and boom! Next thing I know, he hits me in the throat, and then he just goes, disappears.
Wow. How did you react to that? Like,
Oh, I don't know. I was kind of like surprised. I was like a little bit, a little bit angry.
yeah,
Yeah, I was choking for a good like minute, 2 minutes.
wow. I would have been like, hey, I'm out of here. Peace. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it was
Like,
at my own place. I'm not like. I mean, he was right here,
wow. Have you
standing
ever?
not, standing not far from where the lava lamp is.
Oh, wow.
He was like actually right in front of the lava lamp.
Wow. Did you ever try to communicate with it again, or you just take off?
I think he just took off.
Wow. Maybe it was a spirit coming through. Like, they come and go. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he seemed to be like a little curious about the lava lamp. I had it turned on. It was bubbling.
oh, so you take it to your investigations.
Actually, no, right here. It happened right
Oh,
here.
right there. Oh, wow.
It was in his house.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, that's wild.
Yes, before we built the cabinet and all that.
Yeah. Hey, Minus Adventures. How's it
Hey, Amy, how
going?
are you?
Um, so have you ever dealt with a poltergeist before?
I really haven't. Ancient has. My dad has, I think. But yeah, Ancient. Yeah, he's been attacked by a spirit.
Oh wow, that's wild. Wonder how that feels. Not too good, man.
Not too good. Not good. Not too good when
I
he.
don't want to ever experience that. Thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, not too good when
Right.
he get woken
I'm
up and begin.
good. I'm
Yeah, shook like a rag
they say,
doll.
Jax, would you like to experience? No, no. Look, I live with them.
Mhm.
Don't touch me. You can stay. You start touching, you gotta go.
Not all ghosts are evil. Not
No,
all of them.
mine aren't. None of my spirits are evil. None of them are. But there are just look, like I said, I don't think that. I know people went around and say the demon word. I mean, it's a if somebody puts demon in their title, someone's gonna
Oh yeah.
watch see this. I saw a demon.
Well, that's very
I
rare.
think if you're like I've said before, if you're one of those old men, hey, get the F off my lawn, you piece of shit kids. That's how you're gonna be in death. Death does not make you nice, it just makes you dead.
Death ain't
Oh
fine.
yeah. Some people, they've lived
So
in their house all
if
their
you're just a
lives, and they're trying to
nasty
stay in
old
their house.
yeah, if you're a nasty old human being and you've never been nice a day in your life and you figure, oh hey, I'm gonna be nice before I die. No, that's just an old angry person trying to get into heaven.
Yep.
Look, when you
Oh,
die, you were going to be nasty and nasty and nasty and death.
heaven.
Like I told Eli, death is not final.
Mm-mm.
Death is another chapter. So why would you change who you are in death as you were in life that you love so much?
Exactly. Yeah, I sort of say like this: like God's not going to let you go to heaven like that and corrupt heaven. He'll actually
No, he's not. Oh,
or
absolutely.
come back to the earth like that. I mean, that's just the way God is. Like, I mean, yeah, He forgives, but you gotta forgive. But you gotta ask God for forgiveness and change your ways. You know what I mean? You got to do your part too.
Some people's doings cannot be forgiven.
No, because He
Some
knows
sins are far too great.
exactly. So, how do you know
Yeah,
how?
that's
What
right,
was
Eddie. That's right. That's true.
the way
It's
you
true.
yep, exactly, Eddie. I always know that. Like, I mean, when God showed me that, I was just like, wow, He showed me a lot of things, and something. I'm just like, sometimes I think, oh my God, better not do this. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get into heaven.
I
You know
made
what
fun
I
of
mean?
I made fun of my mom one day. The kids went to Texas to see my mom real quick, and they're like, Nana, and no Mimi, mom, Nana told me that you were really mean, and you hit her with lots of stuff. And she goes, oh, you're Nana. She just makes up tall tales. And I said, Quinn, Daniel, that's just an old lady trying to get into heaven. Don't listen to
Yeah,
her.
right.
Don't listen to her. And my mom goes, Jax. I'm like, what, Mom? What? You beat us with everything you can find. Y'all deserved it, but the grandkids don't. I'm like going.
Exactly.
I told my kids, you would not have lasted in the childhood the home I grew up in. You children are too soft. That woman would have crushed you. Like, I wasn't that bad. I'm like going, she was all right. I was. I mean, but I mean, that's just growing up in a different. I didn't discipline my kids as my mom disciplined me. My mom was a cop's daughter. Old school. I wanted to do old school. Hey, Amber, what's
Hey,
up,
Urban Bear.
sweetly? How you doing? It's been a minute.
So, if your house was haunted, let's say you want to get the spirits out of your house, David. Like, how do you go? How do you do that? Like, who do you go ask for help? Well, I know not Ghostbusters, but you know.
Well, no, I haven't had that problem yet. I'd probably, I don't know.
Yeah, see, David, yours are pretty much who they are in your home.
I knew who they
Same
are.
as mine. I've never had a point where I'd have to call somebody and say, yeah, like
As long as you stay on your side and respect my private area, then we're okay. Don't mess with me.
Yeah, basically they come and go as they please.
Yeah.
But if I did have a problem with them, I'd probably bring in my friend Ancient, because oh God, when he comes over here, and sometimes let him hang out, and I have to run errands and stuff. And occasionally he'll do a little investigation.
Mm-hmm.
They will practically cry for me to come back.
Hey, Hawk, what's up, dude?
They are afraid of him.
Yeah. Wow. That is crazy.
And I think they got a little bit scared of my dad too. They were I think, I don't know if they were calling his name or my name, but they kept saying
what's
David.
up, Hawk?
It was yesterday, Hawk. My damn internet, light was just like messed up. It's just So how do you protect yourself? Do you wear any special crosses or anything when you go into?
I've got rosary. I've got sage. I've got salt. I've got all kinds of other things I can use in an emergency.
What kind of sage do you use to protect yourself?
What?
What kind of sage do you use?
Oh,
What
I
type
got
of
like, I don't know. I don't know. I got like 2 or 3 different kinds of sage. I got the regular sage with the shell, and I got the smudge sticks.
Wow.
I always carry at least sage and a rosary in my kit,
Okay, Eddie. Wow.
just in case I run into something that's bad. But
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, like, I think it's also good to have that too. Like, I mean, because having
you
protection.
never know. It's like,
Yeah, you never know. Um. So, what do you think about dowsing rods and pendulums?
well, at Sarah Winchester's grave, I was actually using dowsing rods.
Yeah, seen that.
There were many ones. The funny thing of it, yeah, when I was using them, they were like almost like getting magnetized. It was like a real weird energy going through them, and I was like, that's what I kept saying. I'm getting this really weird feeling about these rods. I mean, they were actually conducting some kind of energy, and it was weird.
Yeah. Wow. Like, what did it feel like to you? Was it like a tremble or a buzz, like through your
Yes,
hand?
pretty much. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I could actually feel it.
Did you feel the cold? 'Cause I know a lot of people say when there's a spirit around you, it's cold. Did you feel that? I mean, did the temperature change outside in
Not,
that little area?
not really. That was, it was a warm day, and probably wouldn't have noticed it that much, and nobody touched me. And I mean, last time I was out, did an investigation in that cemetery through the veil. Actually, like, yeah, watched the video, and she said, these spirits are like, they were there, but they were very respectful.
Wow.
But yeah, they were out there. But yeah, I don't cause problems. But there was another team that went in. They got chased out, and they actually warned us about going to that cemetery. I was like, oh, we haven't had any problems. It's like,
They
what, yeah,
probably provoked it or something like whatever.
yeah, that's the problem. That people go in, they provoke. And you don't provoke unless you know what you're provoking, unless you can actually sense what it is and how powerful it is. And a lot of these people don't. They couldn't sense anything.
Yeah.
And that's when they get into trouble.
A lot
Yeah.
of people like to
Right,
provoke, but
Amber?
they don't know what they're doing, David. A lot of people.
Yeah, at least with me, I can sense what it is, how powerful it is. So, yeah, if
There's a
something,
difference between a
yeah,
seasoned investigator than a person going in there thinking they know all about it and they using some kind of
oh,
mechanism
yeah,
to
absolutely.
conjure up something.
Exactly.
And once it's conjured up,
They could be restless spirits as well in any location.
Yeah, and like I've been telling people, I said, there's one guy that provoked Annabelle. He, yeah, he didn't believe in Annabelle. What he like flat out provoked her.
he didn't live to tell about it either.
No.
Absolutely not. He died on his way home in a motorcycle accident.
Yep.
Wow.
The funny thing was, his girlfriend was on the back of the bike. She lived. He didn't. She did. From I think, well, I'm pretty sure she did.
Be careful
But,
what you ask for.
Exactly. Be
yeah,
careful because you know.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they will go after you. Just because they're in the glass case doesn't mean a damn thing. If they want to come out after you, they're going to figure out a way to get out of that case.
I heard the same thing with Robert the doll. Before you take a
Robert,
picture, you have to
yeah,
ask his
Robert.
permission.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
I heard
need to
about that.
ask his permission before you take a picture. I mean, there's a lot of dolls out there that have that stigma with them, and they think because, like you said, locked up behind the glass door, that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. No matter how many safety protections those guys that are taking care of Annabelle have, they actually forgot two possible ways out from the top or the bottom. They got all the walls covered with everything, but the glass and all kinds of things. But
They need to build a better boat.
they need to build a little better boat because Annabelle can still find a way out if she wants to.
Have you ever tried automatic writing to contact spirits?
That's true, Tim.
No,
That's true.
no, I wouldn't try to do that. That would be a little bit too close for comfort. I
Mm-hmm.
want to try to keep a little bit of a boundary, a little bit of a wall, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to let them get too close in case they want to try something.
I mean,
But,
look, spirits, they're not monkeys. They don't perform on camera.
Yeah.
Um, I do. I'm good, Huck. I'm good. How you doing? I didn't see you since last night. Shit. Um, um, there's a lot of people that go into these haunted locations and they, like you say, provoke, make fun. Um,
you never do
what
that.
you know, that could be the last place those people ever had as a home. And what
Exactly.
did they had to endure inside, like of a sanatorium or like a mental
Right.
ward?
Yeah,
How
right.
dare someone go in there and do that to them, knowing that their spirit is still there? Damn right, if my spirit was there, I would do something. Oh, damn, Skippy,
Do what again, Hawk?
I would. I will make sure someone paid for disturbing my slumber. You want to provoke me? Let's
Yep.
dance.
Right, and they could be trapped in that location you're at. You know,
That's what I'm saying. That's the
like,
last place of
yeah,
torment where they
yeah.
were
It's like,
stuck.
yeah. I mean, you know what? When they die there, they could be that person or whatever's there can torment them. You know what I mean? And then you're on the other hand, tormenting them so you can get a view on YouTube. I'm like, come on now, like you gotta have respect because one day you're gonna be in that situation. What comes around goes around. Remember that.
With no respect of spirits, the spirits will have no respect for them.
Right.
And so if something bad happens to somebody that's not respecting the
It's
spirits,
just
well
the
then,
lighting. Sorry.
c'est la vie.
So let me see you later. How
I'm
about what
not
do you think
saying
of?
anybody deserves to get hurt, but I'm just saying
Yep.
you don't go into any place with the utmost. Like when I went into that cemetery before I even started filming, I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm not here to cause any disrespect. I made sure where I was walking. I made sure I didn't walk over anybody's grave on accident because the graves are very close together. Like they'd have the big plot long, like big long, like plots, like family plots, but then behind them would be one, two, three. So yeah, I had to be very careful where I was walking because I didn't want to walk and be disrespectful.
Or
But
you see the people leaning on the freaking tombstones and everything like that.
just
That's
I didn't
big.
put anything on a tombstone. I made sure they were on the on the, like I put them on the ground.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Yeah, I just made sure before I started filming. Said, I'm not here to be intrusive. If you're at rest, then you're at rest. There's nothing I can do. Look, that cemetery was peaceful, quiet, calm. There was no spirits there that wanted to have anything to do with anything because that was the
Right,
place.
Amber?
It was so beautiful there. Of course they'd be at rest. That's a beautiful cemetery.
Well,
Some
Amber,
ghost assholes, though. That's true, though. That's true. But you know what? I think they made that way. But those are those evil, those little nasty ones that we're talking
yeah,
about, like
yeah,
nasty in death, nasty in life, nasty in death. I mean,
right,
they're those old men to get off my lawn. Maybe that's one
right,
of those. But if you do provoke spirits,
yep,
haunt them. Even the nicest spirit you've ever even if you read about it, said this kid was the nicest kid, even helped all the nurses. You taunt him, you provoke bad enough.
do you think it's possible for a human being to cross over a spirit to the other side?
I'm on the fence with that. What if
Like
they don't want to cross
I
over?
see,
What if they don't
yeah,
want to cross over?
yeah. Well, like Amber said, like she's known some spirits that are disrespectful, but you got to think what they're going through at that time too. Some died when they're bad people. When they die bad, they are dead. They are bad for when they're dead as well. You know what I mean? They died in their spiritual form, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Just because they're spiritual form doesn't mean they're not nasty.
Yeah, darkness that ghosts remain because ghosts. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm on the fence of the crossing over. I mean, what if a spirit
yeah.
doesn't want to cross over?
Nope.
I'm just I don't knock anybody who does it or anybody who says they can do it. I just don't. I'm on the I don't know how that's possible, but you know
Right, Amber. Yeah, I mean,
I'm on that fence. I mean, I'm rocking. Just that's how I feel.
I always think that God can only do that. Let me cross them over to their side. I'm not trying to sound all throwing Bible verses or anything, but you know what I mean. Like,
Right.
I also think that only God has that choice where they should go and
You know,
not.
it seems like every time one time I went out to one cemetery, I just started, let's see, let me see what happens when I start using, saying God.
Yeah.
Would you know half the spirits were saying God too? I mean, I'd say God, they say God, they
Mm-hmm.
say, dear God. And I mean, they were just kept saying it. Like, they had been afraid. And then there's actually one spirit, I keep hearing this little thing every once in a while. Sometimes when I do an investigation, one of them will say he's fishing.
Oh, wow.
And what did Jesus say to his disciples? You
Mhm.
are the fishers of men.
Yep.
And anytime I go out there and start talking about God or something, that response will come over to necrophonic. He's fishing. Yeah,
Right.
but sometimes I say, look, I'm not fishing. I think actually happened during when I was filming for the Halloween special. I think one of them said, no, actually, no,
I catch you later, Mark. Thanks for coming by.
it was on Hensley's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when I did that live with Hensley. One of them actually said a few times, oh, he's fishing. And I'm like, no, no, I'm not fishing tonight. I'm just
Yeah.
talking. But they kept saying he's fishing. Like, okay.
Yeah. I believe that, Amber. Yeah. It's just wild, you know. Um, just like Amber said, like I mean, they have a free will, you know, if they go to light or not. We don't even know if they're going to light. They can they're in their
That's
own
true, Eddie.
hell.
I believe the same thing.
Yeah.
If they die traumatically,
Yep.
I don't think that they feel
Yep.
there's something they still feel they have to finish
Yep.
or
Well,
see or
so
whatever it is
Well, it depends.
whatever it
hold on,
is.
hold on. So if they die and have unfinished business, so you're saying they're here on Earth still, on land?
Spiritual form.
I mean, like,
How do
what
you
would have?
explain ghosts, Eli?
Hold on. What? Wait, hold on. So you're saying that they can be by a loved one they cannot communicate ever to, but maybe hopefully they find someone to communicate to, so that so that special someone can communicate to a loved one and help them out. I mean, I don't know about.
Yeah, that does happen. And sometimes like if a husband passes away before his
Yeah,
wife, he'll sense that it's
nice, Amber.
close to her time to go, and he
Yeah,
will come back for her. It's
yeah,
happened
yeah,
quite a few times with family members
yeah,
that passed over. They will come back, and sometimes they will
yeah,
take that person to wherever.
yeah,
Think about it. If every spirit crossed over, we'd all be out of a job.
yeah. Exactly right.
The ones I've encountered, yeah, they seem to be afraid to say anything.
I gotta say, and look, I know a lot of people have gifts. A lot of people know they think they know what to do. And well, hey, that's all good, man. If God gave you a gift, as long as you use it in the right way, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
So
and actually, one spirit said lust, like because I kind of like I said, if there is some demonic entity holding you back, what sin what did you commit? And one did say lust. I'm like, okay,
right, Amber. Yeah, true. Damn, there's a lot of people. Oh wow, a lot of comments. Look, as Bob Energy calls, that's all we are. This
Too
is a
many dead
show.
people, not enough of
Yep,
doing light work.
1% of water, 20.
True.
Exactly, Eddie. Like like when I passed, you know what I mean. Like, I went through like the hospital floor all the way to the ground into nothing. I was just basically nothing, just darkness, you know. And like, yeah, I can't explain that. But yeah, I'm not gonna go on about that. But
oh yeah,
yeah,
some people do experience that. And
yeah, eighty
everything will
percent.
just turn black, and that's it.
Yeah. So you're so basically we're vapor, right, Eddie? That's what you're trying to say. We're vapor.
Well,
Well, the body is 80% water.
Yeah, yeah. So it goes to vapor when you die, I guess, right? Or I don't.
Well, it's they're on a different vibrational level, and who's to say that they on their level, whatever level it is, that they're not physical. They could be just as physical as we are on their side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Every
But,
spirit is different, guys.
yeah, but if they
And
get angered enough, if they can focus their energy, they can become real solid, like the one that hit me in the throat. That was solid.
there goes a question for you, man. Because something that's what Amber said.
I think it is true who you choose to see.
Exactly.
But I don't think her father would be anywhere where she was going to go, especially if her life was taken.
Yeah. Eddie says, I also believe we lived once before with no memory or past life. So people are discovering that now. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, well, I don't know.
it does. If it like it was a real like traumatic death, some
Yeah.
person died when they weren't
Yeah.
supposed to die. I mean, I think it's on a case by case basis
Yeah.
whether or not they're allowed to come back. Because some children will come back and say, "Oh, that's where I was killed."
Hmm. I'm just glad I came back to my body. I didn't have to reincarnate. You know what I mean? I mean, I was just one of those lucky ones that's seen
Yeah,
all
and you know what? Depending how good or bad you are, if you do come back, you might not come back as a human.
like a dog or cat
Old
or
cat, rabbit, whatever.
yeah. You never know.
And you see some animals, they act almost like they're human. They got human emotions and all that. Who's to say that wasn't a person in another life? And
Exactly.
they are working off some kind of a penance by being an animal. Even that the king of I don't know if it's Nebuchadnezzar, he became some kind of animal.
Yeah. Wow.
He might have been put into the body of an animal for all we know.
Hmm. Yeah. So, what do you think about not to cut that short? So we only got an hour, got 10 minutes. But what do you think about that Estes method? Have you ever tried
Estes,
that?
not yet. We're thinking about it.
I want to
But
try it.
the only thing
Too.
is, it'd be nice if you could like record what was happening on the whatever app or you were using, so you could
Mhm.
go back and just hear what the person, blindfolded with the headphones on heard. That's the only thing. It's possible you could do that because all you need is like a Y adapter from the phone or whatever, and one
Yeah.
goes to a recorder and the other
Yeah,
goes to the headphones.
yeah.
That's one thing. I always thought of, and my friend Ancient even said that. If you don't really know, you just could be. How do you know that the spirit box is even on?
Funny,
Somebody
funny,
you
funny
really
you
don't
say that,
know.
Eddie. My mom saw her own grave.
Okay.
It said
Thank you,
Margaret
Billy.
Ellen
Billy,
Lomerson.
thank you, sir.
It said when she was born, but didn't say when she died. My mother will go to her grave with that. She goes, I
Agree, Eddie.
saw my gravestone. It said Margaret Ellen Lomerson,
Hmm.
but it said when she was born, but there was no death. It freaked her the hell out.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I knew this one guy. He died. He was he was on an event and stuff like that. He was shared a story that he's seen his grave and some other spooky stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, everybody experiences things differently.
It's true.
Okay, Hawk, I'll be there, man. We will, because I want to know what's in my house.
Yeah, we'll come to Texas.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're gonna
Drag
go
you
to
on.
David. You've got an hour, so I got 9 minutes. So um, what's your next investigation? Do you want to tell us a little bit about
Uh,
that? You heard too?
there's a couple. Well, there's a couple more places. Actually, we have a couple cemeteries I want to go to that we haven't gone to yet. But I want to finish off the that one big cemetery, the 85 acres.
Oh,
We
okay.
only, we only covered part of it.
Oh, wow.
There's a couple other spots in there that I was kind of drawn to, but I didn't want to, just didn't have the time to go over and check them out.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming, Bear. Wow, nice.
But yeah, there's a couple, I think, cemeteries even bigger than that one.
Yeah.
That we haven't been to yet. But yeah, we're going to go there. And
David, it still amazes me that those people were allowed to build a park and not move those bodies and just move the headstones.
yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's one place. Yeah, I want to go back to.
That's one probably. I'm sure you could get a lot of stuff off that park.
Oh, we did when we first started, testing out equipment and stuff. That was our test area. And
I
yeah,
mean, not to have the. What did they think was going to happen? They could just move all the headstones and prop them up against a fence.
PPR.
That's what they did.
That's what they did. Yeah, I mean, how do you go to find your loved one? Like count 6 rows down from the slat, the broken slat in the fence. I mean, you'd literally have to go the run of the fence.
And the one thing with that hidden cemetery,
PPR.
they said it was filled to capacity. And one of the archaeologists, one of the state guys, said there's got to be at least 10,000 bodies, if not more, buried there.
And they're still there.
They're still there, and some of them are probably buried less than 2 feet deep.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, last time, I think when Hurricane Sandy hit, it took down one of the trees. They found 3 skeletons in the roots.
Wow.
Yep. And nobody ever knew the graveyard was there. Nobody.
Wow.
Until it was like, then everybody was panicking. It's like, oh my God, there's skeletons. And how did they get in the tree roots? And where'd they come from? And then then it was like a news story saying, yeah, there was a cemetery there. But
I mean, if they only had to dig so far down just to root the tree, I mean, then if those bodies were there, and the and when the coffins, they essentially rot away, and then they find skeletons. That's like you said, there's so many people buried there and they weren't moved.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Or half-assed buried.
Well, that was like the official dumping ground in the 1600s up to early 1800s. And then after that, after they filled it up, I don't know why they decided to totally eliminate most of the cemetery. Take all the fences down. They took the headstones away. There was a big archway they totally destroyed.
Yeah.
And there's only one section that is still intact, and that's in the basement of a church.
Yep.
There's actually a church on the green.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, we still haven't gone there yet. They still got it kind of locked down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list to sneak in there. Well, not sneak in there, but go in there, do a quick necrophonic session, and.
No, what you would get.
Typed in the dark. Sorry, guys.
What you would get there, David.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the only part of the cemetery still intact, really. Everything else, I mean, there's only one grave that's that wasn't disturbed. It was one of the oldest outside the church. It's right outside the church. But everything else, you can't even tell there was a graveyard there.
Exactly.
Well, actually, you can see the depression, how the graves settle after a while. You kind of see a little depression here, a little depression there. And in some places, and some people were actually tripping over bones.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. A lot of people move headstones and don't move bodies. It's happened before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that happened when they put an addition on the Yale New Haven Hospital.
Yeah.
They set one were digging out, I think, part of the foundation, and they found skeletons. And it's where'd these skeletons come from? Then they looked back, and it was an old black person cemetery that they totally just remove the stones, and here comes Yale. They decide to build right on top of it, and no
It's
telling
not
what.
financially good for them to, like, you know how long it would take them to exhume everybody to move.
Yeah, well, they were already pretty much halfway done
Wow.
with it. I mean, already I think started pouring the concrete and all that, and but when they were digging out around,
Karma will get them.
Yep, exactly. They will.
yeah, I hate to see what's popping off in that building right now.
Yeah.
Whew.
Mhm.
Well, guys, we're gonna go to end this, guys. There's some stuff to do, and thank you for coming, David. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
David,
Oh, yep.
always.
All right.
Yeah. Well, guys, everybody, thank you for coming and supporting David on his journey, and supporting him on his new videos, new ventures he's going to soon. So, like I said, thank you guys for believing in my journey, and thank you for letting me believe in yours. God bless you. Have a good night.
Bye,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.